Yesterday, the Chinese Communist Party's holiday base in Yan'an was crushed. It was said the place created many princelings of the CCP officials. There was a joke that if the second-generation officials wanted to find out about their ancestors, they would go to the whorehouse in Yan'an. However, it collapsed yesterday. It was over. The CCP's roots were cut off. Its holiday base was destroyed. This was a sign of bad luck. Then, a black swan landed in Tiananmen Square. Just after Xi Jinping talked about preventing black swans and gray rhinos, this happened. Yesterday, I tried my best to understand what and how the black swan meant. It was totally different from what everyone imagined and how it was handled. They even presented it to the Politburo and the Standing Committee. Wow, this was a big deal. Finally, I heard that this incident triggered the CCP's biggest test in a century in psychologically handling sudden events and natural signs. The so-called manifestations and signs in the mind and nature. I was stunned. Doesn't the CCP believe in ghosts or gods? The CCP doesn't believe in the supernatural. It does not in heaven or earth, but only in the bloodline relationship, right? The CCP doesn't believe in their fathers or mothers, but only in their money and guns. This time a black swan came, symbolizing bad luck, and they killed it and ate it, right? What did the senior CCP officials ultimately think? How should we stew the black swan? Before they could stew it, the collapse of the Yan'an happened, symbolizing no more new CCP generations. Later, several plans were proposed, but because there were CCTVs and too many people took pictures, they couldn't clear the scene, leading to a series of political events. This black swan incident was not that simple, particularly because it coincided with the collapse of the Yan'an whorehouse. Do you know what else happened? There were reports of an incident involving Mao's crystal coffin in Tiananmen Square yesterday. It was a big one. Yesterday was also the most crucial day for Taiwan. Should we call it attacking Taiwan or destroying Taiwan? It happened at the same time. This was a huge psychological test for the old bastards in Zongnanking, and strictly speaking, it was also a huge change. Dear God, why does the sun come out from the east? Why doesn't the sun rise from the north? This has never happened before, right? Why do flowers bloom and wither? Why do I feel cool on the day of the beginning of autumn? Among all things, think about the 40 trillion molecules in one COVID mRNA shot. How many molecules are there in a leaf? It's tens of trillions. Think about my sweat. What is the number of molecules in a drop of my sweat? A little sperm and egg can carry all the genetic information about your ancestors. You say that this black swan suddenly landed from the sky, not afraid of the CCP's money or guns, right? The swan just stood there in front of you, thinking, can you stew me? This had a huge psychological impact on the CCP. In Zongnanking, who doesn't burn incense, chant Buddha, or recite scriptures? Who doesn't pray or burn ghost money? This happened right in front of the Xinhua gate of Zongnanking. It landed right where Mao's crystal coffin is, as if there were no one around. This was huge. Anyone who understood religions would know what it meant. This is a manifestation, a message, and a warning to the CCP. It has given you the answer.